Good evening, I'm Anderson Cooper, and here are today's top headlines regarding Palestine. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has spiraled into another deadly chapter, marking a year of escalating violence and a deepening humanitarian crisis. The streets of Gaza are filled with the rubble of buildings, the aftermath of airstrikes that have claimed the lives of civilians, including children. Tonight we'll take a deep dive into this complex conflict, examining the key events, the devastating human cost, and the international community's response. The recent escalation began in May, sparked by tensions in Jerusalem, a city sacred to both Israelis and Palestinians. What started as clashes between Palestinian protesters and Israeli police quickly escalated into rocket fire from Gaza and retaliatory airstrikes by Israel. This back and forth, a terrifying echo of previous conflicts, has left a trail of devastation in its wake. Families huddled in fear as bombs rained down, their homes reduced to rubble, their lives irrevocably altered. The situation in Gaza, already dire due to years of blockade, has been pushed to the brink. Hospitals, struggling to cope with the influx of casualties, face shortages of essential medical supplies. The streets are filled with displaced families, their lives upended, their futures uncertain. International aid organizations are struggling to deliver aid, hampered by the ongoing violence and restricted access. The human cost of this conflict is staggering, a stark reminder of the devastating impact of war on innocent civilians. Chapter 3. The world reacts. The international community has responded to the violence with a mixture of condemnation and calls for restraint. The United Nations has called for an immediate ceasefire, urging both sides to protect civilian lives. Several countries have condemned Israel's use of force, while others have expressed support for Israel's right to defend itself. The United States, a key player in the region, has faced criticism for its perceived inaction and its veto of a UN Security Council resolution calling for a ceasefire. Chapter 4. A grim tally. As the conflict rages on, the death toll continues to rise. Hundreds of Palestinians, including women and children, have been killed in Israeli airstrikes. Israel has also reported casualties, with rockets fired from Gaza claiming the lives of civilians and soldiers. Behind each number is a human life lost, a family torn apart, a future extinguished. The true cost of this conflict, however, extends far beyond the numbers, leaving behind scars that will take generations to heal. Chapter 5. A fragile hope for peace. Amidst the violence and despair, there are glimmers of hope. Diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire are intensifying, with Egypt and Qatar playing key roles as mediators. However, previous ceasefires have been short-lived, and the path to a lasting peace remains elusive. The root causes of the conflict, including the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories and the status of Jerusalem, remain unresolved. Until these issues are addressed, the cycle of violence seems destined to repeat itself. The conflict continues. The situation in Israel and Palestine remains volatile, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict and the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. The international community must work together to pressure both sides to end the violence, ensure humanitarian access, and address the root causes of this decades-long conflict. The people of Israel and Palestine deserve a future free from violence, a future where their children can grow up in peace and security. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.